Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. This spring I've been kind of buying some smaller outboards, fixing them up and flipping them for some profit. And I thought maybe it would make a cool video. I'm by no means a expert outboard mechanic at all, but some of the basic stuff I can figure out and do myself. I've been trying to get a lot of the like 2.5, 3.5s, like Mercury Tohatsus. Those have been really easy to work on. What I've been finding mostly is that these outboards have problems with the carburetors. People run them and then the next year when they go to use them, they don't run, or they don't run well, and that's just because the carburetors are all gummed up with the fuel. So a simple carb clean and then it's back running again. Some of the other ones I've got just needed new impellers because they weren't pumping water. But today, behind me here, I literally just went and picked this up. This is a Honda 4-stroke 15 horsepower. This is the biggest motor that I've picked up to work on yet. I think I've flipped 7 of them and only one of them I got burned on, but it wasn't too bad. And this might be a bad sign, but it was also a Honda. This is the parts I have left. I had to literally part it out, and I've sold some of the parts for it just to kind of break even with it. I only paid $100 for the thing. It was a 2.5 horse. It appeared to be in really good shape, but it was seized. So I took on the challenge because I wanted to try to, get it going. And I got it unseized, but everything else inside of it was just roach. It got sunken in salt water and it just ruined everything. And we got another Honda here, so I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully this is not another bad luck situation. So far I've been doing pretty good. The guy I bought it off from actually watches my videos, so what I did was I traded him Trout Whisperer hat and some lures and some cash, so I got this for $500. So we'll see how much it's going to take to get it going, get it kind of fixed up, and then flip it. And I'll probably do a couple more outboards too, so it won't be just this one. I'll kind of go through them, get them fixed up, flip them, and then get them down the road and show you guys how much profit we made. So let's dive into this one and see what's going on with it. So the guy said last year it did run, and as I'm looking at this now, I probably should have looked at it a little bit more because there's a few things that aren't great about it. Look at this propeller. It seems like there's a lot of shaft showing there. Look at the clearance there. Someone either modified this one or it just wore out like that. That doesn't look good. Something's got to be worn out there. Alright, so I can't stand it. I gotta look at this propeller before I do anything. That's pretty worn out, but look at this prop. Either wasn't the right one or something happened, because either this prop was wrong and it just wore into it, or something wasn't assembled correctly and it wore that out. Hit that like button, guys, because I'm probably losing money on this one. There's supposed to be what's called a thrust washer behind this prop. When it's spinning, pushing towards the motor, and it's just wearing into that ring that holds the seal and the shaft. So luckily nothing's leaking. We just have a severely worn out prop, and this piece here is worn out, but I think it's going to be fine. I did check the gear fluid, and it does have fluid in there, and it's not milky, so that means there's no water getting into that, and it's not leaking. So I think I'm going to leave this alone. I looked at replacing this ring and maybe this shaft assembly and everything. Super expensive, like more than it's worth for what I paid for this motor. I think we're going to leave this as it is. I did order a new prop because this thing's pretty chewed up. I mean, this thing must have been making an absolute racket for a while. So while I'm waiting for the prop and the thrust washer to come in, I'm going to go hook this up to some water. We'll see if we can get it to fire. Okay, I don't know. Let's test the compression first here. Oh, pull this over a few times. So 150. Let's try the bottom one, as long as it's close to that. Yep, exactly the same. There, you saw it there. That's sparking. I guess we're taking the carburetor off now. Yeah. Alright, let's go check it out. This thing looks suspiciously clean. There's a little bit of gunk in there floating around. One thing I did notice, I mean, I'm not an expert, but I think the float needs to be adjusted a little bit. It's not really sitting level right here. One of the other things was this plug right here, and he told me this when I bought it. When you're priming it, when it's plugged into the motor, it leaks pretty bad, and when I looked at it, the seal inside of there looked like it was kind of dried and cracked. So I'm gonna have to get a new one of these, because that's definitely not helping if it's leaking, sucking air in there. So I'll put a new one of those on, pop the carburetor back on, see if we can get this thing to fire. Look at that. Brand new. Cleaned right up. Alright, so the thrust washer finally came in. That's what the piece looks like. So I can't imagine that that actually wore out. And I bought a brand new shiny prop. That's my fix for that for now. If the next person wants to go through changing all that out, they can, but I don't think it's necessary at this point. But that goes into there, and it wears that instead of the whole fixture right here. So slide that on. I already greased this up. Boom. Here we go. All right, I gotta get this thing started. This thing's been in the garage for probably 3 weeks to a month or something. I'm just sick of looking at it. This is what we got. Fresh cleaned up tank. New plug here, new plug here, so those work together, no leak. Carb clean, new plugs, new prop and thrust washer, oil change, lower unit, fluid change. Let's see if she runs. Start, pull the choke. Dude, that thing runs really good. Second pull, wasn't it? I pulled on this thing like 100 times after I first got it there, and nothing even happened at all. But that thing runs good. It's quiet too. All right, let's clean this thing up and get it listed for sale. This thing cleaned up pretty dang good. If it wasn't for these few spots on the hood, she looked pretty dang good. But not that this matters that much, but here's the old tether that came on this motor. It's kind of chewed up, been sitting out, I think. So I'm gonna take that off. I saved the one from the old Honda 2-horse. It's exactly the same. So We'll pop that on there. Got a brand new lanyard that's not all chewed up. We'll save this maybe for a different motor. I think this thing is a pretty low hour motor. Compression test, it was 150, which I think is pretty high for this motor. So it's probably a pretty low hour motor. It just probably sat out some and it got beat up a little bit here and there transporting it. But I think I'm gonna list this for like $950. I've seen some other ones that are like 1,200, 1,000. I want to get rid of this thing, and I don't know, maybe I'll list it for more, but at the end of the video I'll show you what I sold it for. If for some reason I can't sell this for, you know, a decent price and make a little bit of profit on it, then I'm probably gonna buy a boat and put this on the boat and sell it as a package deal. So, but I think we should be able to sell it. So I'm gonna go take some pictures, post this one up. We'll go grab the next outboard and start working on it. All right guys, so I just picked up my next motor here. This one is more down my line. I've already bought and flipped like 5 of these. Tohatsu Mercury, same exact thing. So I bought this one, it's a 06. I bought it off a guy that said he had it running last year and it's not running now. He was very honest with me about some of the issues. He did replace the impeller, he said, last year or the year before. And this does say it's a 3.5 horse, but he put a new carb on it last year, the year before, and upgraded this to a 5 horse. So he upgraded it with the bigger carb and an aluminum propeller, because these all come with a composite plastic propeller. So it's actually a 5 horse, which is kind of cool. It doesn't look too bad. There is a crack in the cowling here, which I think I'm gonna fix that. The good thing is I only paid $250 for this. But we might as well go through the stuff here. We'll check the compression, check the spark, and then we'll clean the carb and hopefully get it running. Yep. That seems pretty good. What do we got? There we go. Oh yeah. There it is. Going through it. Fuel turned off. It's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty grody. So the hood on this thing has a little bit of a hole in it. I don't know, I'm gonna try to get that back into place. I did order new decals for this. These aren't bad. We might put new ones on. If I can fix that, sand it out, and put new decals over it. Because this is a pretty nice motor, and these 3.5 horses, I mean, they go for a decent amount, and especially with that 5 horsepower mod that's been done to it, I think it'll be a desirable little motor. So yep. Alright, let's put some JB on there. Give that thing some extra strength. Okay, let her dry. I'm gonna see how bad it is to get these off, and I'll kind of smooth that out a little bit, some epoxy or something, then we'll put the new ones right over it. Alright, I'm using G-Flex marine epoxy. Should be able to sand that a little bit after, and I've just filled in the little dimple there. Alright guys, well, you're gonna love this. Should have ordered the stickers first, maybe. I ordered these cheaper ones off eBay. They're not even close to matching, really. So, I mean, they cover most of where the old sticker was. So then I thought I'd go ahead and order the actual OEM stickers. Well, these don't match either. So I bought 2 sets of stickers that now neither of them match. I don't know if I got the wrong year when I ordered these OEM ones, but is what it is. I'm gonna keep these. I'll probably have another one of these motors someday with a bad cowling, and we'll just do it. I think I'll use these eBay ones. What sucks is I was planning on leaving this one because it's good and just doing this side, but now they're not going to match. So this one sticks down a little bit because I needed to adjust it. So we're going to trim it. So there's the hole that I fixed. I sanded it nice and flat. This sticker should cover it. Alright, well, it doesn't look terrible. New 3.5 sticker. You stand back like 3 feet, it looks perfect, but you get up close, you can kind of see. But is what it is. Most people probably won't even care if it even has stickers on it. But alright, so I just cleaned it up a bunch. Looks pretty good. Took some pictures of it outside with the sun. I'm gonna put 800 on it. I think with that 5 horsepower upgrade, I might be able to get a little bit more for it. So realistically, probably gonna get like 700 for it, or 750. So alright, we got one more motor to do. Let's go grab it, finish that up, and we'll tell you what we made on flipping these outboards. Alright, next on the chopping block here is this little 2.6 4-stroke Coleman, the big dog. I don't know what year this thing is, but I think it's maybe early to mid 2000s, and it started right up. I bought it for $350. I don't think they get as much money for them as like the Mercury and Tohatsu and the same sizes, but at $350 I think we can still make a couple $100 on it. It does start and run. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but the guy started it briefly when I picked it up, so we'll see. There's a few cosmetic things that I'll kind of clean up with it. Hopefully we won't have to spend any money. We'll get it, take some pictures of it, clean it up, make a few $100 flipping this thing with little effort. Sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and service the lower unit fluid here. Who knows how long it's been. So a typical portable outboard here. It's got spray paint all over it. People put these in the garages. They sit there for years, work on stuff next to them, spray paint next to them. I've bought a few of these that have been covered in spray paint, and I've managed to get most of it off. So that's one thing I'm going to do with this, clean it up really good. Alright, so the best way that I found to take this all this overspray paint off, I think that's what it is anyway, it looks like probably, is to just use acetone. So put it on a rag and it wipes right off. I would probably try it in a small area first to make sure it's not going to damage your paint or anything, but just gonna take a little bit of elbow grease and she wipes right off. Get this spot right here so you can see how it works. then it dries instantly. See, I just cleaned all that right there. So take a little while, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean this whole thing up and get back to you when I'm done. I'm gonna use the acetone again, but you gotta kind of be careful on this stuff because it could, especially going over the sticker, you might strip some of that off. So just be careful unless you don't really care. But if you don't really care, you're probably just leaving the paint on there. So let's see what this does here. A lot of times I'll use this, kind of bring the shine back, even on like the lower unit, just kind of clean it up. I use this on my drift boat like once a year to kind of protect it. So alright, let's pop this back on the motor, get this thing listed for sale. Looks a lot cleaner. It's still not perfect, like I said, especially out in the sun. You can see it a little bit, but it's pretty good. The lower unit cleaned up really nice. I could have spent more time on it, but I'm not gonna. These little portables get the crap beat out of them all the time, so I think we did a good enough job to get this one down the road. So I'm gonna take some pictures of it. I bought it for $350. I'm not even sure what to post this for. I may try to get 600 bucks out of it. I'm gonna post it for 600. I'd probably take 500. And I think that would be a good deal, but we'll see what we get for it. Alright guys, so we're at the point of the video that you've all probably been waiting for. How much money did we make on these 3 outboards? What do we have to put into them? And how much did we make total profit? So go check it out here. Alright guys, so that was a pretty fun video to make. All of these outboards that I sold, they sold within 24 hours of me posting them on Facebook Marketplace. So that right there tells you that the prices I sold these for and listed them for are reasonable. And we made about $1,200 fixing up and flipping these outboards. If you guys like this type of video, leave it down in the comments below because I can do more of these. I also have another cool video coming up soon that I'm starting to work on right now. I've been wanting to do this for years, so hopefully we can get it done. It's coming up shortly after this video. Thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.